Hi my friends, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about how to let go and truly be free. So for anyone living in South Africa, happy Women's Day. The reason I decided to make this video is because I feel, especially women, there are many women out there who are feeling very depressed and don't really know how to feel better in life. And this is coming from someone who experienced depression since the age of about 12, 13, and I'm here to tell you that it is possible. So many people, they complain about the jobs that they don't like, the houses they don't have, the cars they don't have. They talk about all of these things that they really wish they could change, but no change actually happens, and it just truly makes them feel worse about themselves. So to let go of anything that no longer serves you is something that people need to be completely aware of and conscious of. And in order to do that, you need to identify it. So I hope this video helps you. Do you constantly feel like you're stuck and you don't know what to do with your life, and you're incredibly unhappy with how your life is currently going? Here is the first step in order to start your process to becoming a free person, living your own life the way that you want to and feeling the happiness that you so badly crave in your life. So the first thing you need to do is let go of expectations. When we let go of expectations, we do not get disappointed with the reaction we have back from people. This is something that I have learned to let go of. I often get told by my husband as well as my mom, Tammy, not everyone thinks the same way that you do. Or, Tammy, the world doesn't revolve around you. And this was something that I needed to process and discover for myself and realize that we all are individuals. And I needed to understand that when we expect too much of people, when we expect people to react in a certain way, for instance, you texted someone, this actually happened to me the other day. My really incredible mentor, Victor Odo, I'm doing a course with him currently, and before I actually started the course, I messaged him and I told him a bit of my story, and I never got a reply from the guy. And I'm like, I don't know why this guy that I expected so much of has not replied. And when I eventually realized that he doesn't reply, obviously, because he has a lot of people messaging him and he can't get on social media and reply to every single one. I don't use social media too much anymore, Facebook and stuff. So I often don't reply to messages that I don't see or I just honestly forget about. So when we let go of those expectations, we don't have those feelings of being let down anymore. Expectations create frustrations, and that's something that people need to repeat in their minds when they are expecting too much of an individual. When we expect nothing, everything that we have in our lives we will become grateful for. What you need to expect is how you are going to make yourself feel better, or how you are going to create your own happiness. The world doesn't owe you anything. Nothing in this world is given to you just because you're you. Stop expecting that happiness to come from outer sources and that happiness to come from how other people are going to react and treat you. The happiness that you need to find is within yourself. The reason why I'm saying this is because when we don't have anything else that can hurt us from the outside, you can be eternally happy within. And that's the whole thing that letting go is all about, is we're so attached to so much. People will let you down. People are their own individuals, and everything that people consciously reply to or react to, they are reacting to it in their own ways. So certain people have different situations growing up, for instance, and it makes them the way that they are. Just because I think a certain way doesn't mean everyone is going to think the same way as me. And when you let go of the expectation of expecting how people are supposed to treat you, that's when things truly change. I'll give you an example. A very good friend of mine just stopped talking to me out of the blue. Like, I have no clue why this person stopped talking to me. I expected this person to be different or think different or treat me different, but the expectation was there. And when it happened, it did really, really upset me. But I had this expectation of this person, and the expectation didn't follow through, if you know what I mean. And in turn, it actually created a lot of pain for myself, because that person, they weren't experiencing that pain. I experienced the pain because I had that expectation of that specific person. So yeah, that's a really great example to think about how you are expecting certain things in your life from people. Number two is something that most of us really battle with. This is something that I used to battle with. I used to spend hours and hours and hours wasting away on this specific subject. But you need to let go of technology that doesn't serve you or distracts you from living your true purpose. The reason why we feel so unfulfilled in our connections is because when we wake up, the first thing in the morning is we grab our phones, we go straight onto social media, we see how many likes we have, we see how many shares we have, we see what's going on in this social media world of complete illusionary fakeness, and we don't actually realize that the true connections are being missed out on. When last did you go outside with your friends? When last did you put yourself out into nature and actually connect to something that really matters? Has social media, for instance, been distracting you from the things that you should be doing in your life? I used to be someone who used to jump on social media because, I'm going to be honest, I am a secluded person. I am a strange person. And I don't open up to a lot of people, and not many people in today's age. I know I'm not the only one. I have been there and it's going to change. But I have been someone who connects with people online more than I have connected with people in person. The reason being is because I have limited my idea of connection. I used to go on social media, and for anyone who is on my social media, I used to post like a lot. People even used to say, why do you spend so many hours on social media? To me, it was a way of connecting with people, and it wasn't actually a true connection. It was this false ideology of what connection truly is. We are so addicted to technology nowadays that we are wasting away precious time that we could be doing something that helps lift us up and increase our energy and keep us fit and connect with family and friends. Do you know how many people I am around on a daily? I see it when you go to a restaurant, like people are sitting with their phones and not connecting with each other. I used to visit family and sit in the lounge watching TV and playing around on my phone, and it wasn't because I was bored, because there were lots of other things I could have done. It was because I actually had an addiction to social media, and it was my form of security. And it was, how many people can actually like take their phones, put them on a table and not touch them for 3 hours? This is something that you need to ask yourself. So what is keeping you away from the life that you should be living? We're living this like this false narrative of what connection is, and unfortunately, us people who have grown up in the technological phase of our existence, it is quite a problem. So that's a big one. Really matter. I remember when I was a little girl riding my bicycle on the streets. I remember going on camping trips with my family and being out in nature. People do not do that anymore. People sit on their phones constantly, and in essence, what we are teaching our children is what connection is. And how can you truly teach your children what connection is if you have no value in your connection? Okay, the third thing, which is also a very big thing for most people, is you need to let go of control. You need to let go of the way that you think people think about you. People care way too much what people think. And that's one of the problems in our society, is we don't truly live who we really are, because we're worried if people are going to think we're weird. We're worried if people are going to not like us or disagree with us. We're too worried about the reaction we're going to get when we live our true purpose and when we speak about things that truly interest us and make us happy. Millions of people around the world will not really agree with my ideologies and the way that I see life. And that's okay. We are all so different in our individuality. We don't have the same blood type. We don't have the same bones. No two people are identical. So why would our train of thought be different? What you think of me is your business. And that's perfectly fine. But what you think of me should not interpret who I truly am. So be your weird self. Share what you're interested in, because what you're truly interested in, for instance, will draw in the people that you really need in your life. And you won't be surrounded by people who don't support you. They don't truly see your value. When you surround yourself with people who don't see that fake facade of who you used to be or who you are pretending to be, those are the people you should have around you. I'm pretty strange. I speak about aliens, I speak about UFOs, I speak about vibrations, I speak about metaphysics, I speak about the Mandela effect, which most people in essence don't actually know anything about, because I do believe there are a small portion of our community that are slowly starting to grow, because I also believe it's been kept in the dark for a very long time. And it will happen. Maybe you will have that one odd friend or two odd friends that come to the realization that things could be different, and maybe what you're saying has some sort of substance. But if they don't, that's okay. If they're not breaking you down, there's no problem with having these people around. But they do need to understand that you are your own individual person. When you let go of your ego and this idea of what your reputation should be, that's when you truly begin to be happy. When I let go of what people were thinking of me, things truly started to change, not on the outside, but within myself. I started feeling like I was really finally being the person that I am. And funny enough, there's lots of people like me. Like, I thought I was alone this whole time. There are so many people that will be attracted to you and you will start to vibe with once you start to live your purpose and be who you truly are. I believe that's why most people actually go through depression, because we always want to live up to the expectations of others, or we want to put out this fake life that we have. We want to drive the most expensive car. We want to live in the biggest house. We want to show off this expensive diamond earrings that we just got. And it's all because we're trying to show off an image. Why do we do this as a human species? Why can we not just be ourselves and truly see the beauty in our individuality? We have got such a false understanding of what living truly is. When we relinquish the control of others and we let go of what we want others to think of ourselves, we truly begin to live and we begin to be happy internally. Because when you get to a space of being happy internally and being yourself, being who you are, no matter what happens on the outside, we will always be happy, because the outside events or consequences will never matter to us, because when you're happy inside, the rest just doesn't matter anymore. Okay, number 4, letting go of attachment. This, luckily for me, is not a very big thing, but everyone has an attachment in their own way, whether it be a car they really, really like, whether it be money, whether it be an addiction, whether it be a relationship that is not healthy for them. Often what happens is people find that when something they're attached to is taken from them or disappears in their life, they become very depressed. What this depression is trying to teach you is not that you cannot live without this certain attachment. It's trying to teach you that without this attachment, Do you still experience happiness? For instance, you just bought a new car, you drive down the road, you crash it. It's the end of the world. And most of the time, it's not because it gets us from A to B. It's because we spent a lot of money on it. We just got the car. We're trying to show off, I can't drive my car anymore. And most of these things, I'll give an example as well. I got a brand new Samsung S8 Plus. I never ever take out contracts. It was the first contract I owned by myself. And I had this brand new phone. I often didn't buy like these really state-of-the-art technology like type of phones. Bought my phone, dropped it a couple times, like crapped myself a little bit. It had a screen protector on it. I took the screen protector off. And I had my phone maybe a month. I dropped it the same day and it cracked in 3 different places on my screen. Yes, it sucks. Like, it wasn't fun dropping my phone, but it's just a tool. This is a tool that helps me become the best version of myself. If I don't have this tool doesn't make me who I am or make me happy. This tool assists me to become the best version of that I am, so that I remain happy no matter what. If I don't have this tool, am I happy? So this is many things that people go through, especially in today's time. Everyone looks at each other's cars, what we have. And we often also tell ourselves in a way that we can't have certain things. Like, I am not someone who's materialistic, but I want to believe that I can use money in a great way, which I do believe I can. If I was a very rich person, I would help a lot more people, because that's what I want to do. I don't hold on to an attachment of something that is outside of who I am, because in the end, if you don't have it, who are you? When it comes to attachments, I'm a personal trainer and food is a big one. So even for myself, when I was a young child, even now, no, not right now. I think in the past I would have said it, but I would turn to food when I felt really bad, when I felt really happy. Food was my crutch. And I was a little bit of a tubbier, like toddler, well, not toddler, yeah, I was about 12, 11, somewhere around there. I was a pretty like chubby kid. And every time I felt something, I would grab onto something and I would constantly tell myself why I couldn't achieve anything. I would say, I can't, I won't, I don't know how to. And just that switch in saying to yourself, I can, I will, I am going to, I have, it changed such a perception in my mind that made me change that crutch to something that was healthy for me. So I don't expect anyone to give up things that they have experienced their whole life overnight. It doesn't happen that way. When you give up something overnight and you put all this emphasis of actually achieving something, sometimes it's really difficult in the end to actually get to where you want to go. So when you make little steps, if you've been eating pies all your life and then all of a sudden you decide you want to make a change, it's difficult to cut out pies altogether. So just those tiny steps to get to where you want to be is where you need to go. And it's okay. Small steps are better. Slowly wins the race. My husband always tells me this, is that even with my channel's going to be small in the beginning and many people are going to browse through it and not even give it the time of day. But that small amount of people that are going to take value from what I'm saying, eventually it's going to grow. And the more effort and the more constant effort I put into what I want, that is how I'm going to reap rewards and benefits. And when I start doing what makes me happy, it just coincides. The universe works with all of that. And when you put an effort, it happens for you. It works. If you want to make a change, you need to decide that you're worth that change. Take back your worth. Take back your power. Because how you need to think about it is the food that I'm eating, for instance, like, is it holding me back? Is it keeping me a prisoner of something that I want? Am I a prisoner in my own body because of the choices that I make? When it comes to food, a really cool thing to think about is, do I want to eat this healthier food for me because it was given energy by the sun, because it was grown by Mother Earth, and it holds such a great energy that it makes my cells healthier. It keeps my body in an alkaline state so that I don't create cancer cells and activate cancer cells, and I don't let cancer eat my body because of the environment I've put it in. Remember, our souls are carried by this body. Without this body, we are nothing. And nothing here on earth. We cannot survive on earth without this body. So why do people only wake up about their bodies, for instance, smokers, drinkers, drug abusers, when it's too late, when we get diabetes, when we get cancer, when we're dying? Why do we only then wake up to the fact that we've damaged ourselves and you can fix it? These things all coincide with becoming the best version of yourself, because once you tackle these letting go steps, there's nothing that can hold you back from doing anything. I mean, literally anything you want. I'm doing YouTube, seriously. Like, this is something I never imagined myself doing, and I'm doing it. So pursue what you want to do and make those steps to actually become who you want to be. The fifth one, and to me a really important one too, is to let go of grudges and forgive. When we detach from people that are not good for us, for instance, they make us feel unworthy, they don't create a space of happiness for us, walk away from those relationships. Because you need to understand that in order for your happiness, you need to put yourself first. So if you're in I too have been in a physically violent relationship, and because I didn't know my worth, I stayed, and I don't know why. I do know why, actually. It's because I didn't love myself then. Like, I didn't see that I was worth more. Same goes with jobs, same goes with friends, same goes with family. Although people can only meet you as deep as they know themselves, you need to let go of something that doesn't make you happy, okay? And with that letting go, you need to also forgive people for the way that they are. People can only understand you from a perspective that they can see from. So people will only see you from how deep they know themselves. So if they have issues that they perhaps went through in childhood, or maybe they're just really having a bad day, I mean, understand that that's them and this is you. When you focus on your own happiness, and when you don't blame others for your unhappiness because you haven't taken the steps to change that, that's what truly will keep you back. People don't see things from other people's perspectives. Like, I speak about like and like spiritual things, and yeah, like it blows my mind how people how they don't see things. And this comes from someone going through an awakening. It's difficult when you're trying to speak to people and no one understands what the hell you are saying. Like, it's really difficult. But people understand things from their own level of perception and their own level of consciousness. It's really difficult. But people understand things from their own level of perception and their own level of consciousness. So that's something that you need to think about as well when you're forgiving someone, is people understand things from their own eyes. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that they're right and you're wrong. It doesn't mean that you're an idiot. It doesn't mean anything like that. It doesn't mean they hate you. It doesn't mean you have to hate them. It just means people are individuals and we all just see life from a different perspective, and that's what we need to do. So these are my 5 ways of letting go and feeling. Here's another great example. So my mom, my parents, much like many people my age and the generations before, going to university and getting a degree and getting a job meant safety. And me, all of my life, it didn't mean safety. When I heard go to university and get a job, the one thing I said to myself my whole life is, if I don't enjoy it, I won't do it. Because I saw my mom growing up, and I think doing a job that she didn't truly love because she came home stressed, she was away all the time, and it kept her back from really experiencing the happiness, I believe, in life and with your family. So I said to myself, I would never work a job I don't enjoy. Secondly, I would never work a job for money that's a job that I wasn't enjoying and then rely on the money for it. So putting money ahead of what I really enjoyed. I would rather have nothing and enjoy and be happy with who I am than work a job and be completely miserable every second of my life. Like, I just can't do that. So my parents believed that going to university was something that every single person needs to do. And yeah, my mom, she probably was disappointed with me in the beginning. I did a nail course. I started my own business at a young age, and yeah, I'm not driving a Ferrari, but I did what made me happy. And that's what people forget to understand, is that generations also change. Like, during those days, that's what they believed. That's what they were told. But in today's generation, I believe people are going to be doing things out of the box. Degrees don't mean safety. Degrees don't mean that you're going to get a job. A degree does not mean that you are going to get what you want. Same with going to the army. I've got some viewers from all over the world. Sending your son to the army to fight for a country that literally does not care for anything that you are, and them coming back with one leg and dealing with PTSD. They did that because they had an expectation from their country to fight and be honorable to a country that they thought would support them. They come back, they've lost time, precious time with their families. Like, they've lost birthdays and beautiful memories. They've lost their pride. They've done things they never thought they would ever do. They've experienced things that they've never wanted to experience. And guess what? They have to deal with that PTSD and with not being looked after. Most veterans land up on the streets because they're doing something to please someone else. If you truly wanted to if you wanted to do what's happy for you, babies, don't fight. If you wanted to do what truly makes you happy, sending your son or sending your child to go fight in a war, does that make you happy? Why do people cry and miss people the way that they do? Where is that happiness coming from? What are you doing it for? That's something you need to think about. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please press like. So yeah, hope you guys have a really great week. Be who you are. Be the happy person that you know you can be by being happy inside. Let go of expectations. And I will see you soon. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. I would really like to hear some feedback. So if you can leave me a comment, give me a like, subscribe, it is free. And just press the notification button, the bell below once you've subscribed, and you will be notified when I upload again. Stay well, stay blessed. Namaste.